warm light spills across the stone before you as you cross the threshold into the Hall of the First Oaths. The noise of the courtyard falls away almost at once. Inside, the hall opens around you in a sweep of pale columns, polished stone, and towering stained glass windows that rise almost to the ceiling. Sunlight pours through panes of crimson, gold, teal, and violet, casting long ribbons of colour across the floor beneath your feet. No one speaks. The new initiates continue forward in a slow, steady wave, boots whispering softly over the polished stone. Only when the last ones pass through the doorway do the great dark wood doors swing shut behind you. Their closing echo rolls through the hall. Ahead, a wide, white stone dais stands at the far end of the chamber. Headmaster Arcanis waits there, tall and motionless, his crystal-topped staff resting lightly in one hand. The silver and teal sigils embroidered across his midnight blue robes catch the stained glass light as though part of the hall itself. Around the edges of the chamber stand the instructors you glimpsed outside, watching in silence as they have done many times before, as new initiates take the oaths that will bind them to the academy. The rows of initiates form naturally across the centre of the hall, each lining up with their chosen cadre. Guardians, mages, healers. Headmaster Arcanis steps forward.
When you crossed the gates,
He says.
You entered into the Academy of Heroes.
His voice is calm, but it fills the chamber effortlessly.
When you crossed this threshold, you entered the hall where every hero's path begins.
The words settle over the room. No one shifts. No one whispers. Arcanis leans into his crystal-topped staff, his voice taking on a solemn reverence.
For centuries, those who would defend the world of Aurelion have stood where you stand now.
He says.
Some came with strength, some came with skill, some came with fear they hoped no one else could see, but all came seeking knowledge and wisdom.
A faint ripple moves through the initiates. His expression remains steady.
The Academy does not ask you to arrive as legends.
He continues.
It asks whether you are willing to become worthy of its legacy, if you are strong enough to carry the torch of knowledge and light throughout the world.
That lands harder than expected. The headmaster turns his gaze slowly across the hall.
Each of you will be tasked with a sacred calling. A guardian may one day hold the line when all others would fall back.
His eyes pass over the armored initiates.
A mage may wield knowledge powerful enough to change the course of nations.
The robed students straighten where they stand.
A healer may mean the difference between life and death in steady, compassionate hands.
The eyes of the healers light up with pride, but the hall remains silent.
No calling stands above the others,
Arcanis says.
and no one in the Academy of Heroes stands alone.
He raises the staff. The pale crystal flares softly. At once, old runes set into the base of the dais answer with a quiet glow, tracing lines of silver-blue light through the stone, activating the magic that will identify those who speak false. Several initiates draw a breath.
You stand in the Hall of First Oaths.
Arcanis says.
Here, you speak the promise that binds you to the journey ahead.
He lowers the staff just enough for the light to steady.
When I give the words, you will repeat them.
All initiates listen intently. Arcanis speaks the first vow.
I will meet all challenges before me with open eyes and an open mind.
The answer rises from the gathered initiates, and you speak it too. The sound fills the chamber. Arcanis gives the second line.
I will seek knowledge and strength for its own sake.
Again the hall answers. The runes at the dais brighten. The headmaster's voice does not rise, yet somehow it feels stronger.
I will safeguard those entrusted to me, using my training for the good of all.
Arcanis gives the final vow.
I will carry the honor of this academy wherever the journey leads.
The answer comes back stronger than any before it. For one long moment, the runes blaze beneath the dais, seeking out those who have spoken the words falsely. After a moment, the runes fade, finding none who did not stamp the oaths upon their hearts. Headmaster Arcanis lowers the staff.
So witnessed.
So witnessed!
Repeat the assembled instructors, smiles beaming on their faces. Silence follows. You are still new, still untested, still far from whatever hero you will one day become. But something has changed. You are no longer merely a crowd of strangers who arrived at the same gate. You have spoken the same oath and are now bound to the Academy of Heroes. Arcanis turns slightly toward one of the side passages.
Every oath must be followed by purpose,
He says.
Strength is not enough without direction. Courage is wasted without understanding the paths that lay ahead of you.
At that, a narrow side door opens. An academy attendant bows, then steps aside. Beyond the doorway, you glimpse hanging maps, brass instruments, and the edges of scrolls stacked high along stone shelves. The headmaster looks back to the gathered initiates.
You will now take your first steps into the academy, learning the skills necessary for all heroes to walk the paths ahead.
He says,
Go and meet the instructors of the academy, those whose duty is to shepherd every group of initiates towards the greatness that destiny holds.
The first rows begin to move. As you turn toward the open passage, your gaze drifts once more toward the towering stained glass windows overhead. They show heroes of many callings, standing together beneath the rising star of the academy, banners lifted into the light. For the first time since setting foot inside these walls, the size of the academy feels less overwhelming. It feels like the beginning of something. You draw a slow breath, follow the other initiates through the side passage, and step toward the chambers of scholarship waiting beyond.